So I'm here with Ed Eiswirth, who's the Director of Beverages for Olive Royal Caribbean International. And we have one of the drinks here. You have about a half dozen mocktails on your menu throughout the ship, correct?
Absolutely, yes.
And the watermelon lemonade or watermelon mint lemonade and this blueberry mojito have been my two go-tos since I've been here.
Oh, fantastic. Great.
So I just want to ask you a couple questions. First of all, as far as these drinks go, who came up with these concepts?
So myself and I have an innovation manager. Her name's Alexandra Palmieri. So Alex is really the mixologist, and I'm more the concept guy. So during COVID, during the shutdown, we were tasked for kind of continuous improvement and innovation. And as we were looking at just our non-alcoholic experience across the ship, we realized we didn't have a lot of curated cocktails, or non-alcoholic cocktails. And we prefer to call them zero-proof cocktails versus mocktails, because we've treated them just like we were developing a cocktail for a bar. We put just as much thought and effort into balancing the flavors, where a mocktail is you make a pina colada and take the rum out of it, and you've got a virgin pina colada, and that's a mocktail. And honestly, that was kind of what our non-alcoholic was pre-COVID or pre the shutdown, was just taking alcohol out of drinks. So the 5 drinks that we now have on the fleet menu really were specifically geared to speak to our guests who choose not to drink on board the ships.
And are they geared to any particular part of the world? Like, are they going to be different if I took a cruise like in Europe or Asia?
Right now, no.
Okay.
So we did vary the flavor profile. So the blueberry mojito actually is intentionally extremely tart on the front and then finishes sweet. And when I was working on this with Alex, I said, I need you to channel a Sour Patch Kid.
Oh,
so
okay.
Starts off sour, ends up sweet.
Thank you. I haven't thought of those in about 25 years.
Is what we did with this one. And then, we used, on another one, we used Red Bull, which, Red Bull is kind of ubiquitous around the world now. We used the tropical Red Bull as a backbone flavoring. We took something as simple as a Shirley Temple and added ginger syrup to it to give it more depth of flavor and a little more adult flavor profile than a typical Shirley Temple. So.
Okay, so my favorites have been the watermelon mint lemonade and the blueberry mojito. Is there one that has taken off better than some of the others?
I would say the watermelon mint is probably the winner of the pack for sure. It's I think watermelon mint is something just about everyone recognizes a great flavor combination, and it's really light, refreshing, and just a way to really, sitting on the pool deck, if you don't want another pina colada or you choose not to drink, it's really light, refreshing when you're in the middle of the Caribbean or the middle of the Mediterranean. So,
okay, here's another question. Have you had any call or have you discussed just an alcohol-free cruise? Is that in the works, or has it ever been discussed?
Not to my knowledge. We haven't talked about that. I know. So we do have several charters that come in and take the ships over, that are either for whatever reason either downplay the alcohol all the way or take alcohol away altogether. But as far as us marketing a cruise on our own, not to my knowledge, we haven't discussed that. So.
Okay, so now this is the inaugural sailing of Wonder of the Seas, correct?
Yes.
Do you get to go on other inaugural sailings?
So I've been with the company 4 years. We've launched Symphony, Odyssey, Spectrum, and Wonder, and I've been on all the inaugural sailings. So
great. Okay. So when you say people could charter a ship, would anyone ever charter one of this size?
Yes, actually, fairly routinely. We'll charter Oasis class ships a few times a year. Frankly, there's a whole other department that knows more about that than I do, but we do support charters on Oasis class ships. And I don't know how much it costs before you ask me.
Okay, that's fine. But there is one thing that really blew my mind on this trip. And it wasn't like, everything is pretty much impressive. The food, the squid salmon, but even more than the squid salmon, the bionic bar really blew my mind. Okay. Where did that come from?
So we work with a company out of, we've had it on since, I think the first one went on to Quantum. As the first-in-class quantum ship prior to my being with Royal, and we work with a company out of Italy called Maker Shaker, and they really developed it taking it's the same technology, same robot arms you see in manufacturing and manufacturing lines and cars, but they took the technology and they actually used the movements from a male ballet dancer from the New York Metropolitan Ballet, and stylized the movements of the arms off the way he moves So where if you see the same arms on a assembly line, it's very regimented movement, where the bionic bars are a lot smoother. And you know, it's just one of those things where we were probably one of the first customers, their first customer in the world. We were able to put it on the cruise ship and really create an experience that there's nothing like it 10 years ago, and it continues to be a crowd pleaser. Guests love seeing it, watching it do its work. So you know, it's a fun adventure or fun little add-on to the bar program here.
I've been shooting here pretty much a few clips a day. This is our 4th day, I believe, at sea. Or
that sounds about right.
yeah, so like our trip's about half over, but that was the first thing I shot, and that was the most fun, like, to watch afterwards, because I don't always watch all my footage like right away afterwards, but that was really cool. I had the Tutti Frutti. I don't know if it's there were like a few other, I guess now we should be calling them zero proof cocktails.
Yeah, we've got about 15 or 20, I believe, is what's in the database for the Bionic Bar, and that's really where it started. You know, we that was one of the expansions to the non-alcoholic program, was utilizing the Bionic Bar again before my time, but something we've looked at expanding in the past.
I think it's a great idea. Even like as a non-drinker myself, it was the coolest thing I've seen on this ship so far.
Fantastic.
Anything else you want to say about Wonder of the Seas or Royal Caribbean International?
Again, you know, I mean, I think really what's topical now is, you know, we're back sailing. We're extremely safe. We're just as safe as walking down Main Street in any town. The protocols have worked. Our crew is excited to be back and excited to welcome anyone on board. And you know, you come on and have an amazing time. This is a eighth wonder of the world, really, when you think about it. That I work for the company and I turn corners and am still in awe when I see things on this ship. So.
Well, Ed, thank you very much for your time, and I highly recommend Wonder of the Seas, and I'm sure the other ships that you mentioned are, just as exciting in their own way. So.
Oh, they absolutely are. I mean, you can't go wrong with any ship. Wonder's just our brand new toy that we have. So.
Well, it's a pretty big toy.
It is a pretty big toy.
All right, thank you, Ed. So the way this works is you step up to one of these machines here, you tap your card, and you get one of their, in this case, I'm going to get one of their signature drinks, non-alcoholic. I'm going to go with Tutti Frutti, add it to my cart, check out, and it's sending the order up here to the machines. So the order's been sent, and one of these two machines here is going to make my drink. You can see all the cocktail bottles. They're hanging from the ceiling here, and it's going to get started in a second. And then the last step is to tap your card, and they send the drink down your way.